Hey, what's going on, everybody? Josh Cathcart with Hitting Done Right. For this next drill video, we are going to discuss loading. Okay, I have done videos on hip load. I have done videos on upper body load. Today, for this one, we're gonna put it all together. Okay, this is a huge deal for all hitters, but especially young hitters. Okay, they're told over and over and over, load, 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 load. But most of them aren't taught right, and most of them can't do it correctly. All right, so that's what we're gonna dive into on this video. Before I do that, please go over, like and subscribe to the channel. Check out my website if you're interested in online analysis, customized practice plans, team practice plans, my merch. I also do Zoom sessions periodically. But if you're interested in any of those online services, check out the website. All right, let's dive into loading. All right, getting the body prepared to swing. All right, like I stated in the intro, it's said all the time, get loaded, you gotta load, you gotta load. What does that mean and how do we do it? There's more than one way, okay? Especially when we get into the upper body. You're gonna hear people talk about stretching the back, loading the scap, pull the bow, all of these different things, okay? At the end of the day, we have to get into proper launch position, which has been covered in numerous videos, okay? And load the proper muscle groups. So I'm gonna kind of put that together for y'all in this video, and then I'm gonna have 3 drills, okay? First and foremost, what do we need to load? First is the hip. We have talked about the hip load and coil. Very simple. Get a little bit of hinge right here in the hips. Get into that rear glute, basically, and around the hip socket, okay? Then we have to load the upper body. This is the one that is gonna vary a lot from player to player based on their moves, based on how long their limbs are, how flexible they are, okay? All sorts of different body variables determine how we are gonna get into our upper body load. At the end of the day, when we hit that launch position, I talk about feeling stretch across this front side, up and under that lat. I want to feel a little tension in this back scap, and then I want to feel it in that rear hip, okay? If you can kind of feel that rear hip tighten, you can feel strong in that rear scap, and you feel a stretch across this front side, you are properly loaded when you hit launch position. All right, so that's how the body should feel. Now let's get into these drills. All right, y'all. For drill number 1, this is going to be the knob and knee drill, working on getting separated as we get into launch, which will then load my upper body, get me into my legs properly, and if I do it right, I'm gonna feel a nice stretch across that front side like we just talked about. All right, so just like it sounds, we're gonna go knob and knee together, and then we would come apart, pump back. There would be a move to load the upper body, lower body, coiling as I'm moving forward, okay? Knob and knee, stretch out, into launch. You can do that a couple times. What you wanna look out for here is you don't wanna go back and around your body, okay? With your hands, don't wanna hide them. Those hands are just gonna come right in here into a strong launch position. Then once you get the feel, go ahead, hit the ball. Knob and knee, stretch out slow, make your swing, stay balanced, okay? Knob and knee, you can use that. It's a really good warm up. Again, making sure that we're feeling that stretch, making sure that that back scapula, that rear scap, feels strong, and that I am in my hip. I don't want to come down and then land with my hands forward and out of my hips, making sure those hands get back, creating the proper stretch into launch. All right, so that is the knob and knee drill. Okay, drill number 2 for loading the body. All right, I had this one on my Instagram a couple days ago. This is a really good one. This is just a slide pad. Okay, you've seen these before. People do push-ups. You can do all sorts of stuff with them. I'm going to use this under my front foot. I really like this feel. It's very slow and controlled, getting the entire body loaded. Okay, this is going to be a very simple, almost stationary upper body, and my lower body's really gonna be working. So I like to start with the knob pointed straight out and my body straight up and down. As this goes to slide, I'm gonna start working into my hip coil. The knob is now gonna work down, back toward the catcher. Start to feel that rear leg really tighten. Start to feel that back scap tighten. Start to feel the stretch here. And then once I get to that launch position, fire away. If I am balanced properly, if I am under control, that front foot is not going to slide out away from me, okay? Again, this is fantastic. You don't have to have one of these little slide pads. You can literally cut a pizza box up and use the top of it. Tupperware lid would work too. Okay, here we go, one more time. Starting out straight. Knob facing straight forward, start to go forward, into the hip, load back. Here comes the scap load with that knob to the catcher. Now I feel the stretch on the front side and let it fire. All right, really good one. Love this one. Body control, strength, and it really isolates the feel of the muscle groups being loaded. Drill 3, using the connection ball. Okay, call this one roll it back. I have done the individual drill on my channel before. Okay, so if you've been like, oh, I've seen that, yes, you have. One of my favorites for kids that don't get their hands back far enough, okay? I'm not a big proponent. I generally don't use the term load your hands. But for this, and in some cases, I do have players that I kind of want to feel a little bit of pushback with those hands. I like the connection ball here. This is going to go right across my chest. And just like the drill name, we're just going to roll that ball back across my chest as I get into launch position. That's going to give me a good load in that back scap. It's also going to give me that sensation of the stretch on the front side that we've been talking about through this entire video. Okay, so this is a 12-inch connection ball. I've got it shrunk down a little bit. This is probably about 9 inches right now, but you can change the size of these to fit your player. Goes right in the middle of the chest and then the front forearm. I am not squeezing this down, okay? It is just a space holder. It's super loose right in here, okay? On this one, the thing to watch out for, again, is those hands wrapping and getting stuck around the body here, okay? I like to think about keeping my bottom hand so that the pitcher could see that hand, okay? And as y'all notice, I'm just rolling this back, rolling it back, getting into the hip. I have that hip coil as I'm moving forward, okay? And then make your swing. Stays there, stays connected. That one was pretty good. All right, so 3 drills, total body load, okay? I did not go over the isolated hip coil in this video. I have videos on that. If you are looking for just the hip coil, crash course for that, hip hinge, knob over, be able to hold this position, hip feels tight, that is your hip load. All right, so I hope the drills help get loaded properly. Y'all be good.